All right, quickly before we start, over 85% of you guys are not subscribed, which is quite a bit. So if you guys could subscribe, it does help the channel a ton. You can always unsubscribe, but subscribing really does help the channel. But yeah, that's basically gonna be it. Let's get into the video. All right, guys, we're back, and in this video, I'm gonna be talking about how to have fun in Tarkov. So, to a lot of people I know, having fun, they think is having a lot of money or having high skills and having a lot of gear, and that's fine if you do. And I've made quite a few videos on how to increase your money, so you're welcome to check those out. But to other people like myself who have quite a bit of money, Tarkov, especially later, like near the end of the wipe, kind of gets to get repetitive, and you're kind of sick of running the same PMC over and over, and that's why everyone wants a wipe. They kind of want to restart it, but the wipe isn't really up to us, and it's whenever it happens. So until then, there are a few things that we can do to continue to have fun in the game. All right, so number one is going to be running your scav. So this is something that I didn't do for a while, and I know a lot of people don't. In the beginning of the wipe, a lot of people run scav to get gear and stuff, and then they transition to PMC, and scav is almost left behind. Now, what I'm saying is if you're kind of done with your PMC and you've done everything that you want to do, run a scav. I've been doing that a few times recently, and it is honestly a lot more fun. Getting gear that or getting into situations where maybe you don't have the best gear and you actually have to play like it's the start of the wipe. And yeah, you're going to be going against people that are better than you, but honestly, I found some joy in it. And it's just been something fun to change up from always having to run a PMC, and I would recommend that you guys try that out as well. All right, the next tip is going to be running raids to have a end goal. So basically, what I mean by this is find a goal or something that you want to complete in Tarkov and focus on that. When you're just brainlessly running into a raid, maybe trying to get a kill and running out, that can be super fun if that's for you. But I know a lot of people get bored of that pretty quickly. So what I would recommend is going into every single raid with a purpose and maybe having like an end goal. Now, like I said, that can be, trying to get as much money as possible, and that's completely fine. But it also could be, you're trying to complete a quest. You really want to get a quest done. So maybe you're going on shoreline with, certain gear, and you're getting some PMC kills or some scav kills for some quests. Now, along with that, it could be, I want to get Kappa as much as possible. So then now all your raids are going to be focused on getting Kappa. And you're not necessarily just running into a raid. You're actually going into a raid to accomplish something. And I find that can make the game a lot more fun when you have like a direction instead of just mindless, running into a raid. Because after a while, the game does get pretty stale. But if you have a goal in mind and you really want to keep moving towards it, and you have something motivating you, I find that it's a lot more forgiving, and you want to play the game for longer. All right, another thing that you can take into consideration is going as stacked as possible. So this is going to kind of contradict my first point of running a scav. But what I find a lot of people do is when they have like a lot of money, or when they're trying to grow their money, they don't really go all out. They kind of take mediocre kits so they can have a profit on their raids. What I would recommend doing is, if you're really not enjoying Tarkov, since a wipe is no one really knows for sure, but a lot of people think it's going to be soon. So I would recommend using your money and just going maybe like as stacked as possible one raid, and just doing stuff that you wouldn't normally do. It's closer to the end of the wipe, and I would definitely recommend doing stuff that is a little bit out of your comfort zone, and kind of just like you want to experiment basically for next wipe. Do anything that you have like questions on or anything, just so when next wipe comes, you're more prepared. So anything that you want to try now, I would recommend it, and I find that can make the game a lot more fun when you're doing new stuff, and bringing in like good gear is a great example of that. All right, another thing can be going into very highly contested areas. So a lot of people, when they're playing, are playing for money, like I said. But if it's near the end of the wipe and you're not having a ton of fun, start going, like the main stores on Interchange, or start going, resort on Shoreline, or dorms on Customs. Go to highly contested areas and get into fights, because at the end of the day, that's what Tarkov is. It's about getting into fights, and that's what's important in the game. And if you're not having fun, it may be from a bunch of things, but I know that quite a few people aren't having fun because they're not having interactions. They're mainly seeing scavs and they're just trying to get into the raid and get out. And over time, that does get a little boring. So I would recommend going to highly contested areas and trying to find fights. And you might die, but I can tell you that it is most likely going to be a lot more fun than just going in and out of raids. All right, and the last thing is going to be spending like a large amount of your money on something that you couldn't get this wipe, or that something like you never had before. So an example of this would be something like a red key card, right? So a lot of people never see that, but if you have a ton of money, like I do here, for example, I don't have a ton, but I didn't find a red key card this raid. So if I chose to buy one, it might take a lot of your money, but then you'll have it, and you can start going labs and going into the red keycard area, and it's just a more fun experience. You're probably not going to be able to pay that off, but that's okay. It's closer to the end of the wipe, and it doesn't matter too much. But yeah, getting something like a red keycard can really make the game more enjoyable. Just like having something that you never had before, even though it's not going to be for too long, it still can make the game more enjoyable, since you're doing something different and you have like an exclusive item like that. Along with that can be something like a Twitch rivals armband, something that a lot of people don't have, but it could be cool if you have a lot of money and you don't know where to put it. A cool armband like that could be something to spend it on. I find that just like having new equipment really makes the game more enjoyable. Alright guys, that's basically gonna be it. This was a quick video, and I just wanted to go over some things that can make Tarkov more enjoyable. I know that we're nearing the end of the wipe, and a lot of people are getting kind of bored of the game, and I get that. The economy's been kind of weird this wipe, and everything's been kind of odd, and I know a lot of people want to wipe, but I'm just hopefully giving some ideas on how to have more fun in Tarkov. But yeah, that's basically gonna be it. If you enjoyed, a like and a subscribe is greatly appreciated. But yeah, thank you guys for watching.